So a stunning scene played out here yesterday at the Republican National Convention. GOP senators chasing Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheatle, demanding answers about the assassination attempt on former President Trump. It happened after a virtual briefing yesterday. The senators, though, say that they were cut off, not allowed to ask questions during this virtual briefing. And so they said without the ability to do that, they heard that she was here and confronted her personally at a reception for groups helping with convention security. She said she didn't want to ruin their party and offered to answer questions another time and walked out. But the senators did not give up. Watch.
I'm going to tell you the answer. The answer to us. The answer to us. This is exactly what you're doing today.
This was an assassination attempt. You owe the people answers. You owe President Trump answers.
Go.
You owe answers.
You owe answers to the Senate, to the House, to the President, the past President, and you owe answers to the President. The President should have this kind of protection for crying out loud.
Pretty dramatic event that played out here. North Dakota Senator Kevin Cramer was in that group, and he joins me now. Senator, good to have you with us.
Good to be with you.
Thank you very much for being here. What goes through your mind when you look at that video? Do you have any reservations about that exchange?
Well, first of all, it looks more dramatic than it felt at the moment, because at the moment we were just trying to exercise a little bit of responsibility and try to shed some light on a lot of questions that are being asked around the country and around the world from somebody who should have the answers, but has not been forthcoming providing them. This is the first time I've actually seen this footage, so having lived it, it didn't seem that big a deal at the time.
Yeah.
But it's frustrating to me because, Martha, I stop and talk to everybody that asks questions, even in the hallways, even the press corps. To have somebody who's directly responsible, frankly, to answering questions by members of Congress, to not even allow us to ask some of the most obvious and what I believe would be simple questions to answer in a briefing, and then instead of either answering them or going to another room, which is what we thought actually we were doing. When she said, this isn't the appropriate place to do this, we should do it somewhere else, we said, let's go. And away we went, and instead of going to a room together, she ran. And you noticed that it got faster and faster and faster, which is a very peculiar behavior for somebody who's not, that's a pretty high level, a bureaucrat, to do that to the United States senators at such a moment, when really the restoration of confidence in the Secret Service really requires her to be forthcoming with information.
So Alejandro Mayorkas had this to say in support of her watch.
I have 100% confidence in the director of the United States Secret Service. I have 100% confidence in the United States Secret Service.
The deputy director of the Secret Service also came forward and said that she should not resign. Monday, there's supposed to be a hearing. Do you expect her to show up for that and answer the questions that you were asking?
I would certainly hope she will, but the fact that she wouldn't this weekend here in Milwaukee leads me to wonder. I mean, do they have a story they haven't quite put together yet? Have they not quite found the right, words to spin it? It's very peculiar, because the question we asked, the question a lot of us wanted to ask and could not ask during the briefing was, how do you explain notifying the sniper team, the counter sniper team, of a possible threat 150 yards from the former president of the United States and still let him get on that stage? See, we'll have a long time to investigate the motives, the reasons, the shortcomings outside of the perimeter and all of those things. But the answer to the question, why was President Trump allowed to go on that stage while you were dealing with a potential threat that involved somebody who had a rangefinder in his hand? That just there's got to be a reason for it. Clearly, they don't want us to know the reason for it. Whatever words they come up with, don't change the facts.
What do you think is the reason for it?
Well, I think it's probably most likely just a big blunder on their part. Either somebody's comms weren't on, or somebody didn't act quickly enough, or somebody miscommunicated, somebody misread the situation. It may not be nefarious, but it was incompetent, and it shouldn't be a difficult question.
Do you think that she should be coming forward? I always think about when we do homicide cases or missing person cases, almost every day the authorities come before the microphones and we say, we're going to get an update at 5 o'clock. Should she be doing that every day?
She absolutely should. In fact, a Democratic senator on the call encouraged her to be forthcoming with new information on a regular basis. Even if there's not a lot to say, get out and say it, because as you know, trust comes with communication. Transparency can solve a lot of problems, and if you don't have something new to say, get out and tell us you don't have something new to say. But to dodge the questions is like the worst look possible.
It's a very bad look in a very, very serious matter. I mean, we could be not here this week, which of course we wouldn't be if the worst had happened. And I think everybody just has so much confidence in the Secret Service, and I think that's been shattered, which is very sad because you have so many very good agents out there.
No doubt.
But the question of leadership is real.
Yeah, and confidence is only restored when you're talking to people. And quite honestly, we want the confidence restored.
Of course, absolutely. Well, thank you, Senator. Good to have you here. I hope you get the answers that we're all looking for.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.